I'm going to be done with this for now. So my thoughts on this game, the game's fun, right? The game's fun. I think it has a lot of things that need to be cooked a little bit longer. There's the base building is just basically place things anywhere, and your characters are supposed to go to them. I mean, right now they're just kind of resting here. They don't even go into their own houses for some reason, even though I have them assigned to different houses over here. You would think that they would go and kind of hang out there, but they don't. But anyway, I come over here and I want to assign one of these things. I don't really have any Terra Stone right now, so I can't do that. But, they work. Everything seems to work. You have, your storage. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this game. Other than I think it just needs a little bit more cook time. They need to just continue to work on it, build it up. It is early access. I think it's got a lot of potential. The building on it is actually, kind of fun. The monster fighting part of it is very rudimentary. I mean, it's just basically you have two different types of swings. So you have your, easy swing, and then you have like a solid big swing that does more damage, but it requires stamina. So very simple. And then you have your dodge, which takes a little bit of stamina, and, you can just dodge out of the way of things. And you're kind of just building up armor over here at the armor smith. You kill more things to get upgraded gear to be able to build more stuff. I haven't really built a whole lot yet. I'm still kind of working on the low level stuff, but it's kind of hard to get some of these items like the bind sap. A lot of these things that you can build just are not working. So the monster harvester works. I figured out how to use the lumber mill. But the ore chopper, I can't figure out how to use that. I can't figure out how to use the aqua processor or the sap extractor. And then the dung processor, I haven't even tried yet, because I only ran across dung, I think, once. So it would be really nice if you could, use these a little bit easier. You would think, so the way that it works is you cut down a tree, you get little small, pieces of softwood, and you open up a portal by hitting down on your D-pad. And it just brings a character into that area. So you can actually see this purple ring around that portal, this very faint purple ring. And it means it'll do stuff within that portal's radius. So if I were to go down to, get some wood or something down here, I can cut down some wood or some trees using my axe and just anywhere over there where their trees are, and put up a portal, and they'll pick up the little pieces of wood. So then you build the bigger piece of the lumber mill, you build this near the wood, and then you pick up the larger pieces and put it near that, and that's how that works. I assume that's how it's supposed to work for the ore chopper and the aqua processor. However, there's nothing to pick up for either one of these, so I can't figure out how those work. The sap extractor, again, you only pick up the little sap things, and then the dung, there is a big piece of dung that you can pick up, so I assume that one probably works, but I haven't even tried. So that's the crafting in this game. It's basically just Monster Hunter-esque, where you go out and you harvest things, and you come back and you build them. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot to the game. You can build, like, your village up. And then you want to, build housing for your village. This is a little table where you can craft up some food because your villagers do need to eat. And then you just come over here to this little stone and you just do whatever it is that these things are. And eventually you're trying to get up to hunt the ancients. There's 5 different ancients, and they're somewhere in this world, I'm assuming in the different areas. So you have the water temple, you have the different areas, whatever. So I'm guessing there's 5 different ancients somewhere in here. But honestly, right now the game just needs a little bit more time before it's going to be really worth playing. But I think that eventually, once they flesh out the combat, add a little bit more to that, different weapon types, because I think right now we only have 4 different weapons. These are the only 4 that I've unlocked. So you have those 4 different weapons, and if you actually go to the skill tree, you go to combat, you see that you have the 4 different weapons here. and you can upgrade those. So it seems like you're going to have quite a bit to do in this game. The only thing that I really worked on was traversal. I put a little bit of points in my glide, and then stats. I put a ton of points in my stamina just to get around. I didn't put anything into my health or the task boost yet to make it a little easier to fight some of the enemies, and then task boost would just speed up the task. But I haven't found that really is that slow. You can put up to 3 portals at a time, so you can just hit portal, portal, and so I've got 3, and then when you put up the 3rd portal, it just takes away one of the portals. So you can have up to 3 at a time, having your villagers go out and do different variety of tasks, from harvesting monsters to breaking down timber or getting water, those kinds of things. So you got to be careful about how many of those you put out. But the nice thing is you put one out and you just walk away. You wait for a little bit to let them finish that up, and then you just move on to your next objective. So I do like that. You don't have to physically harvest things like you do in some Monster Hunter games or, Valheim, that kind of stuff where, a lot of the games where you go around and you have to harvest every single thing. This kind of takes that tediousness out of it, which I really do like. So you can kind of just focus on the building your base, and you can focus on fighting monsters and that sort of thing. There is a little bit of things where you have to go out and find the stuff to harvest, but once you find it, you just pop down a portal and boom, there you go. And you can always teleport back to your base by holding down the button there to boom, it just sticks you right back into your base. So you can kind of get around very, very easy. So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on this game. I think it's got some potential. It's got a lot of potential. But right now, it really, really, really just needs some more TLC. It is, like I said, in early access. So I think once they put in, it's going to take another year or so for this game to really have everything that you want in it, for everything to function properly. I did get stuck quite a few times in random things, especially monsters. When you defeat a monster, if you're standing on top of them, you will get stuck inside their corpse. Luckily, you can just pop up a portal and teleport back to your base, but then you have to go all the way back to where that monster was to then harvest the monster. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. So they need to fix that to where you can, once a monster is dead or defeated, you can just walk right through it. That would probably fix that problem, just have no collision whatsoever. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in the game. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It seems fun. I put in a good, 3 or 4 hours into it. But it just needs more work before it's going to be really worth putting time into. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.